because we got live busing there.
This is the part that scares me.
Because my life's on the line. Alright guys, so I'm here at a facility and I need to install a data logger onto this switchgear right here. The main thing that I'm concerned with in installing this data logger on the switchgear is my own safety. So there's two things I need to look at. I need to look at what is the available fault current that could come at me if there was an arc flash. And number two, knowing that information, what category suit do I need to wear to make sure that I'm safe in the event of a fault? I've already done the research here and a category 4 is required. If you open up the service bulletin for this area, no more than 30,000 amps of fault current would come to me if there was an arc flash. So I take that 30,000 amps and the voltage of the switchgear and the amperage of the switchgear, and I take it over to NFPA 70E's category chart, and for this installation I need to wear a category 4 suit. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on and then I'll be right back. All right guys, so I got my hot suit on, and just in case anybody was wondering, it is a 40 cal suit right here. It's good to go. This is top of the line. I spent a lot of money on this one because my life's on the line. In this switchgear, I am going to open up this section right here. This is the utility section. I don't want to open up any one of these sections here because we got live busing there. In this section, there's no live busing. It's just their conductors, so we're going to open that up. As always, we want to check our gloves, so blow some air into them. This one's good. There's no air coming out of it. Check the other one. No air coming out. So unfortunately, I don't have the best camera angle, and I don't want any of my guys in harm's way, so I am gonna work with what I got. So we're gonna get all this on here, and then I'll put my hood on once the gloves are on. Now you wanna make sure that you're suited up before you even try and open the cover, right? A lot of guys, they'll be out there and they go to pull the cover, and really you need to have your hot suit on before you even do that, because one of the big things that can happen, especially in these old switchgear, is you got dust in there, and that dust can become ionized when you're going to open the cover, just the cover alone, and it can blow out, especially in higher voltage situations. You know, I mean, think about it. Like if you have condensation too, or someone poured some water on it, the voltage can jump, right? So we got to make sure that before we even touch it, we have our suit on. So let me grab my hood. Might be kind of hard to see. Sorry about the camera angle.
So these are all Phillips. One at a time. The last two are wing nuts. So if you can see me, I'm still not wanting to be right in front of it, even with the hot suit on. You know, this stuff is no joke, guys. We do not want to mess around with live electricity, especially 600 amp gear. So once I get this open, I'm going to look to see what I'm going to clamp onto to make sure that I'm safe. Got those wing nuts off there. This is the part that scares me. So nice and easy. We're just going to pull this cover off. Trying to stand to the side and not mess with the dust too much. There we go. All right, so I can see my conductors in here. And again, try and limit your time in front of the conductors. All right, guys, so I did have to open up the top of the gear because I could not see where these feeders go. They do have color markings on them, but I need to make sure that I have A, B, and C, and then neutral lined up correctly with the donuts. So when you're installing these, again, you want to check which way the arrow is facing on these donuts. You have to make sure that the donut is facing the load. So in this situation, the load is right here. So we want it to face up. So this first one right here is A phase. So we're going to get this clipped on. After it's clipped, I pinch it closed like that to make sure that it has a good connection. And then B phase, arrow facing up, same thing. Come back here, same thing. Get it around the conductor, clip it on. Just like that. Good to go. And then C phase, blue. I mean, here it's yellow. It's kind of tucked back in there. This is the worst one. Arrow facing up. Man. C phase. And then the neutral, arrow pointing up. I'm in here. This around here. And it's on. Just like that. Then I'll double check all of them just to make sure I got the arrow the right way. Facing the load. Facing the load. And that they're all the way clipped in. Because it would be a real bummer if we walked away from here thinking that these are set up right. And then we come back in 30 days to find out that we didn't have it clipped in all the way or something. And we didn't get a reading on it. So there's that. And what I like to do is grab the data logger, just stick it right in there. And I'll take these, coil them up nice and neat. These are all 600 volt rated wires. Everything's safe to be in here. Get these tucked in. And then we need to hook these up. So when you go to grab your alligator clips to tie them in to power up the unit, sometimes there's nothing that you can tie to, and I don't want to go up into the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie on just to where one of these breakers are. So I'm going to open this up nice and careful. So I'm going to open this up. This one's nice, it has a nice clamp on it. And then I'm going to find wires that I can just grab right onto. Obviously we got A, B, C going up and down. So we want to make sure that we grab onto them appropriately. So I'm going to grab on A, B, and then C. Before I leave, I want to look at this and make sure it's actually working correctly. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to display real-time values, and there it is. So I'm seeing 84 amps on L1, 75 amps on L2, 80 amps on L3. So what I like to do is wait 15 minutes, and then I'll pull the data from the logger in a report and make sure that it's actually recording at every 1 minute interval for 15 minutes. And then I can see that it's working, because the worst thing, again, as I said, is you walk away from here thinking that it's working and it's not. So we want to double check that before we leave. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please, as always, like and subscribe.
Thank you for your continued support. We'll see you on the next one.